Hi all, this is Skate, and today I have two Mighty Mouse Mastery Madness videos for you. Yeah, I'm not saying that again. Okay. I mentioned in the mouse guide I did last week that I have two replays to show you. So here they are. Now these two games are played back to back, so this footage is unedited, and you'll see the timestamps anyway, but the reason it made me laugh, or these games made me laugh, is because, well, A, they're interesting, and B, expect the unexpected. There's a lot of fluke involved. On my behalf more than anyone else's. This first game, though, I'm trying to push up as quick as possible, as I mentioned in the mouse guide I like to do. As we're doing so, though, you can see there's an IS-8 on the other side, and we do manage to get a snapshot into his side. But what I'm hoping to do is get myself into cover over here, and as we're trying to make our way over, we do spot the enemy mouse, and he does set us on fire. Now that mouse is someone to look out for in this game, and that mouse is driven by somebody called Wooden Eagle from Pink Clan. Now I've got myself into cover, I'm in a bit of a sticky situation. Behind me is an IS-8 and a mouse, and in front of me we have the IS-7 and that pesky Russian medium tank, the Object 140. Now going up the ridge, I can't get my gun down low enough without exposing too much of myself, so I'm trying to see if we can get some shots on this IS-8. You'll notice I'm constantly swinging the camera though to keep an eye on it. Anytime they push up, I do want to try and assist this Object 140 next to me. Once I noticed that IS-8 wasn't creeping out to shoot at me, you'll see I've turned my back to him entirely, and I'm quite confident to now try and push up. Object 140 is making a gun for the other Object 140, so I do need to help him out. Obviously, focus firing is the best way to deal with things, but both that 140 and the IS-7 got a shot into him, and for some reason he rammed into the IS-7 a little bit too hard, which took him out. So we finished off the 140 with a very quick HE shell, and it's time to play with the IS-7. You'll note I've loaded the APCR because, well, the standard AP is poop, and does nothing but bounce off the front of an IS-7. And we have a bit of a dance by here. And he nearly gets around behind me, but we do manage to keep him where he is using the Object 140, and a Leopard PTA finishes him off from behind. So I turn around here with the intention of going back to that mouse and the IS-8. As I'm doing so, you'll notice on the right hand side there is an IS-8 on his way into the base. As it's supremacy, I really can't let him sit in the cap, so he's not even looking my way. I'm going to go deal with him before going back to the other IS-8 and mouse. Now I have every intention of going up and ramming into him, but as I do, I notice that T-30 on my right hand side, hence stopping here right behind the building. Once I realise that T-30 is not prioritising me, I can make a push on this IS-8. Now at this point in the match, we have 3 tanks left, they have 5 tanks left. And I just took a nasty hit from the enemy mouse through the buildings. I ballsed up that shot, so I'm going to reverse back so we couldn't get my lower plate on the return fire. Once he's fired though, I can go in for some ramming. That was the intention until another IS just rocked up right next to him. So I'm going to put my adrenaline on, try and take this one out as quick as possible. But again, the Leopard PTA is there to save me. Mouse is behind the rock, so I'm going to pull out and get the other IS-8. So there's a mouse left in front of me. There's 2 T-30s as well. And we are now down to 2. Sadly, my friendly Leo PTA was just taken out by the enemy mouse. Now I could be having a side-scraping battle against the enemy mouse by here, but you'll notice there is the T-30 on its way over to me. And he's got good gun depression, so he can actually swing it round, put his gun down, and put some shots into the back of me. So I am going to face him, but I'm going to try and do it in a way where the enemy mouse still can't shoot at me. Doesn't make a difference though, the damn nasty gun on that tank, and as a result, he got his shot straight into me. So I have a mouse behind me, I have a T-30 in front of me, and I have 140 something health. There's also my friendly T-54 There was also my friendly T-54 behind me. He's now been taken out by Wooden Eagle in his mouse. So I'm going to try and push up just so I can take this T-30 out before the enemy mouse comes to me. But you'll see he's right by there. I can't take the risk. We do finish the T-30. As we do so, we try to reverse side scrape, but yeah, it's too late. The enemy mouse takes me out. I tried to squeeze in good game in the comment there, but too late. So, for myself, That was a total of 4,256, but not a mastery. I had a good game, but it was topped, and I lost by Wooden Eagle in his mouse, who did 5,253 damage. He played a cracking game. It was actually really, really good fun, and it was a well-deserved mastery. It's nice to see two mouses? No, seriously, it's nice to see two mouses out and on top of the scoreboard. It's not very often I come across another mouse, and when both of them had good game, I think it was worth putting in. And obviously I'm dropping a message there to him because I actually really enjoyed that game. But we're going straight into the next battle. Now this one is the Supremacy, again, and it's on Black Goldville. Now on Black Goldville, in my mouse, I like to take it up into the town. Regardless of what my team does, my mouse is strongest in the town, so I like to use the town for that reason. Now I'm looking at the enemy team lineup here, and I'm seeing a lot of fast tanks, or a very mobile tank, so I'm thinking if I can get to C before any of the enemy get there, and then if they're not going this way, which I'd assume with a fast team they should go up to A, I can then push around to B, and obviously my team, hopefully, who some are on their way up to A. Well, actually, by the look of it now, it's only one who is on his way up to A. Obviously, we can meet up and squish them in the middle. That's the idea. Doesn't exactly turn out that way. One of the medium tanks, as you can see from the minimap, is about to go to A. As he does, the enemy starts capping it, and then all of their medium tanks light up around A. So in all fairness, that medium tank did the right thing, and he belted it out of there. Now, being as a bunch of my team are on their way to C, I thought I'd just push straight through the middle, and I can then hopefully slow down this M103 so he can't reset the cap. At least we have a base then. Now, the M103 obviously didn't know I was there at that point in time. So there's a shot in from me and a very nasty shot in from that grill. And he's just taken another one in the side, and I'm going to try and angle to avoid his return shot. Doesn't go in, only does the track damage, and I get the return fire into him. Now we can see all the enemy mediums are to the left. I have no idea where the enemy grill is, E100 or IS-8. So I'm going to try and side scrape against this building and aim for these medium tanks. As we do so, there is the IS-8, so I'm going to assume the E100 should be close by. As I mentioned before though, I like to try and deal with one flank as quick as possible, and as my team are focusing him down, it makes sense for me to try and focus him down at the same time. That being said though, this IS-7 is being annoyed, should we say, by that Leo. So, quick HE shell. Nice cheap damage to HE. So now he's dealt with, I'm going to go and try and help with the IS-8 again. He is so preoccupied with my team, he has not even noticed me. But again, you'll notice I am constantly checking the left-hand side to see what's going on with those medium tanks. Now that E100 isn't in my line of sight, there's no point me sitting here waiting. There's a T-54 out in the open, I'm going to go deal with him. That shot went a little bit left, so it means we did do track damage to him, which meant the IS-8 could take him out before he ran away. So at this point in time, I still have no idea where the enemy grill is. I can't see the pattern anymore, but I can see that E100. Being as my friendly IS-8 has gone into B, well, as I'm going to go deal with E100, M48 appears. And obviously that IS-8 is on very low health, so we do need to help him out as best we can to keep him alive. Doesn't last very long, obviously he's out, but being as this pattern's out in the open, I'm going to go and try and give him a hug. When I'm going in for what we'll call a snuggle struggle, I'll put the adrenaline on, because I want to do as much damage as I can. Now, I just took a massive shot in the butt. You'll notice the E100 is not in a position where he can shoot at me, so as a result we can work out where the grill is located, so we can keep ourselves covered from that grill. Now this M48 is going to try and flank me, but there's a rock behind me, so he's not going to be able to circle me. His only option is to try and run away. So as he comes back down, we can get... Did we just bounce off his butt? No, that's annoying. So, we know where the grill is, we know where the E100 is, just me and this E50M left. I want to take out this pattern as soon as I can, because then in theory, there's nothing spotting us. So I'm going to pull out, we are going to take him out as quick as we can. But he does take out my E50 before I take him out. So what we have left is pretty much a full health E100, and I can only assume a full health grill by the fact that he hasn't been seen this entire match. Doesn't look promising. Now this is where this battle gets intense for me. We know the grill's on the left hand side, I just bounced a shot off him. I can't do any damage to this E100, but I can keep him tracked. If you look at the cap at the top, I've just noticed myself that we're nearly winning on cap points. So my logic here is pull around here to get away from the grill, and I should be able to win on points as long as I don't die. But the grill decides to come and say hello. We bounced one off that E100, so my logic here is to run away from the E100 as quick as we can because, well, it's more than likely the grill could flank me quicker than the E100 could. So we're going to go for the grill instead. He bounced his return shot. I'm tracked. I've just hit 1,000 points and I've just died. I've been on the opposite end of this many, many times, so I am very happy to be able to be on the other end of it for once. But it did mean I had 5,500 damage and I got myself a mastery. And exactly 25,000 net profits. Now these two games I found very fun, especially as they were back-to-back as well. So I wanted to share them as a result of that. And I hope you guys have enjoyed them and laughed and probably felt sorry for the team for the fact I just clinched that one at the very end. But I hope you've enjoyed the video and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.